I'm Gareth A Davies. I'm here in the island of Ireland, here in Dublin, for the PFL 2023 European Championships. And I'm joined by two British and Irish featherweight legends. Leah McCourt, the beautiful, the outrageous, the fighting Leah McCourt, and the one and only PFL winner from last year at featherweight, Loughnane. How are we, ladies and gentlemen?
Thanks. Wow, that was some introduction. Thanks, Gareth. Yeah, good. Just got off the flight, got here straight to work. Let's get it done.
Leah?
Good. Excited to be in Dublin. 3 Arena is the best crowd in the world, so excited for tomorrow night.
It's a very, very exciting place to come to for fight nights, Dublin. You can go back through Conor McGregor, Bellator here, PFL, putting the flag in the ground. The Irish fans, pound for pound, amongst the very greatest in the world. That noise that's created, and what was the point? That very strange space,
Yeah.
the 3 Arena. It's going to be fantastic tomorrow night.
Yeah, the energy is like unmatched, especially what you're saying, that the shape of the arena, when you walk out, it feels like the crowd's like on top of you. Normally you walk out and it's like, it's a big arena, but it is special.
You fought here several times. There is something different about, I want to say, the fighting Irish. The fans are fighting as much as you're fighting.
Yeah, you know, they're educated, they get it, they appreciate all the different, you know, disciplines, and they definitely get behind the Irish fighters.
Brendan?
Yeah, it's definitely...
Celtic ancestry.
I
Do
fought
you
it myself.
feel it in your DNA?
No, I love it. Listen, I love fighting at 3 Arena. It's been a while. Been about a decade since I fought here.
Wow.
You cannot beat the Irish crowd. I love going there. I love going to fights. I was there when Conor fought.
Diego Brandao?
What a night that
Oh, it
was.
was
Got
mad.
covered in pints.
Yeah.
It was great. And let's hope for another one tomorrow night. Yeah.
You say it's a decade. You look 23 now.
Oh, thanks, Gareth. I'll give you that 10, Leah.
Talk to me about your year, first of all. An amazing year last year.
Yeah.
The $1 million prize. I was with you. We did amazing filming together in Manchester.
Loved it.
The story of your life.
Yeah.
Tell me about your year in 2023.
Yeah, it was up and down. It was a roller coaster. Started off with that amazing win against Marlon Moraes, the legend, stopped him, and then got beat by the champion. You know, what can you say? I've won this before, and the only time I've ever lost is to 2 other champions. So I am a PFL veteran. I was the first English guy in here, and now look at it. You know, we've got all these people here. We've even got a European section now, and me and you have both been here from the start. It's very nice to see the way PFL are going. They've just bought Bellator, and what an amazing thing to be a part of history.
Absolutely. That's a brilliant segue to you, Leah, your year. Talk to us about your year. You've had the same as Brendan in some ways.
Yeah, you know, I had 2 massive fights against women's MMA legends, Kat Zingano and Sarah McMahon, and you know, I was watching them fight before I was even fighting, so to be at that level and get to that stage and have 2 great fights, you know, I obviously lost a decision against Kat. A lot of people thought I'd won that fight, but to come back and beat Sarah and now be #1 contender is a dream.
Tell me about getting back on track then against Sarah McMahon, Olympic gold medalist wrestler who's had a great pull through UFC, through other promotions as well. That must have raised you up again.
Yeah, you know, Kat is such a strong wrestler as well. That first camp we did a lot of wrestling, a lot of, you know, defensive work, and it you know, judo and wrestling, it's an interesting matchup. I knew it was going to be enter into a scramble quite quickly, and it did, and that's, you know, worked in my favour. We did a lot of work, and you know, defensively to beat her wrestling, and yeah, it was great to get that win.
PFL, great promotion, very light on its feet, development of tournament fighting, and I know you guys have both spoken to me about this before, that when you know you've got 3 fights in a row over the period of 9-10 months, you know you're going into camp, you know what you've got to do. PFL acquiring Bellator after Bellator 300, it's a great move. It's great to be part of the roster for you. Yeah,
massive fights there. You know, the PFL have got big fights, the likes of they're signing boxers. There's great women in my division, and you know, as you know, number 1 contender, I'm looking forward to fighting for the title next. Growth of PFL.
Acquiring Bellator, does that mean great things for you?
One thing I will say about PFL is it's not for the faint-hearted, Gareth. You know, them 4 fights in 7 months will really differentiate a lot of fighters, and it's almost like a totally different sport. Like I tell people all the time, all Lewis and Dakota and all these people now that are coming up, and John Mitchell that I've been training with, prepare yourself. This ain't easy. This isn't like have a fight, have a month off, chill with your mates, jump back in, have another. No. You are on for 7 months. And when I say on, you have finished a fight, and then you're automatically doing a stare down with someone else, and it's another fight, then you're automatically doing a stare down with someone else. I did it for 3 years on the trot, got loads of grey hairs at the front now because of it, and I look forward to seeing how everyone else deals with it. I can't wait.
Let me ask you both, obviously as we end 2023 here with this massive event here in Dublin, what are you looking forward to in 2024 for yourself and for the promotion?
Yeah, you know, as I said, you know, I'm number 1 contender now. I think my next fight should be for a title, so it's going to be interesting to see what way that unfolds. There's big fights for me in the division, and obviously I'm looking at Chris Cyborg as my next fight.
You get it back in 2024, Brendan?
Yeah, of course. I mean, look at the growth of PFL now over here. We're doing all these shows. There was actually talks of me being on this card. It didn't work out. But, you know, I'm glad because other things have happened in Dubai for me now, which we can talk about as well. With Conor and all that, loads of stuff's been going on over there, so that's been good. There's been loads of stuff happening in between my last fight and now, and I'm just happy that they're on these shows. Finally, I was begging them, Gareth, 4 years I've been here, like, please come to England, and then he did London, the Copper Box, now it's Dublin, now it's Newcastle, now it's just rolling and rolling and rolling, so it's great.
Let me touch on that sparring with Conor McGregor. That's been out there in the last week or so. It looked a lot of fun. Was that hours and hours, or was that a tiny bit of footage that was created?
Hours. We've been training hard for a long time now, probably over a month of sparring, every day sparring. I think every day has been sparring. Like I say, what's today? Sparring. It's been great. I mean, the first time I was in the gym training, and then I trained in the morning, trained in the evening. It was 9 o'clock at night, and he's gone, "Do you want to spar now?" I was like, "Yeah, all right then." You know what I mean? Covered in sweat, just finished the run. Showered up, went over, sparred the life out of each other, beat the death out of each other, and then it was like, right, we're mates now. You know what I mean? That's kind of how you have to do it in this game.
It reminds me of both of you, having known you over the years, that you're always ready. It reminds me of being in Vegas and Floyd Mayweather, always training around midnight. You get the call, can you come to the Mayweather gym at midnight? He's training. It's about being ready all the time, isn't it?
Yeah, totally. I think I always noticed that with Brendan. In PFL, he's always training, or like you can tell he puts the work in, and it pays off.
What are you going to do in 2024? You're going to get that title back?
I don't know if I'll be back in that tournament, Gareth. We've not discussed that yet.
Featherweight, lightweight, is the body changing?
Body's changing, but the weight, like, I still can't go over 77 kilo, and I look at these John and all these guys, they walk around 84s, 85s. I'm just not big enough for that weight. So yeah, I think it'll still be featherweight.
Lean and mean.
Lean and mean. I'm a menace at featherweight.
You are a menace sitting next to you, a couple of inches away.
I'm a menace at featherweight, Gareth, so I'm going to stay there.
You've got that electricity about you.
But we'll see what happens, because now they're doing this super fight series, they're doing Bellator.
Yeah.
In fact, there's a load of good fights in Bellator for me that people want to see. And who don't want to see Brendan and Pitbull? Come on. I mean, come on, who doesn't want to see that?
Would love to see that.
You know what I mean? Let's go.
Leah, tell me about you being ready in featherweight and where you're going to take it next year.
Yeah, but you know, I want to fight for the
Cyborg.
title. I want to fight.
Say Cyborg.
Yeah,
Come
I said it. You know, I think I've been quite vocal about that. Like it's meant to happen. We want it in Belfast, in my hometown. You know, there's so many big fight nights in Belfast, and I think that'll be iconic. And she's agreed to it. I've agreed to it. So just waiting to get a date.
I agree.
You got a finishing note for us?
Me and Cyborg in Belfast in March.
Yeah, and a rematch as well. Leah used to be an Irish chess champion. Yeah. 4 years ago,
I
it's
still
on
have that
film,
title.
it's out there, I defeated her at chess. It was a bad day, she was cutting weight. I'll admit that, you were under pressure.
And you've refused a rematch ever since. In every country we've been in, you've refused a rematch.
The next PFL event we are at together, we will film the rematch.
Okay.
That's pretty impressive that you beat the Irish champion.
Yeah, I know, but it was easy.
I won it when I was like 11.
It was easy, which you shouldn't say to a lady, because I'm a huge admirer of Leah, of course. Leah McCourt, Brendan Loughnane, thank you so much. You're both British and Irish MMA legends. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks,
We'll
Gareth.
see you tomorrow night.
Big shot. 2. atmosphere in this place is
The
insane.
crowd, the energy, I've never experienced anything like it.
In Dublin, December 8th, and make more European mixed martial arts history